let's play some cards.
Welcome to KTnarnia, where I vlog from the middle of nowhere, Alabama.
Hey, y'all.
I thought today I would teach you guys how to play my favorite game. It's called 9's. It's actually my favorite card game. Not my favorite game, it's my favorite card game. The reason it's called 9's is because each player begins with 9 cards. Let me clear this table and explain. Okay, now I'm going to shuffle because that's what you should do. You should always shuffle. Alright, so let's get started. So the first thing you need to know is that typically there are 3 people playing, but you can play with more and you can play with 2. 2 is kind of difficult, but it can be done. I've done it. It's just takes forever to play the game, but you can play with more than 3 people. In fact, I've played with a huge room full of people where we're in this giant circle and we played with multiple decks of cards. It was so much fun. 9's is a super fun game, and once you master it and you totally understand it, you can begin to add your own rules. I love this game. It's super addictive. Once you get the hang of it, you can go really, really fast, and we'll play like speed 9's and we'll go so fast. It's so much fun. Everybody tells me that they know a game that is super similar to 9's, so I'm sure a lot of you might be able to catch on pretty quickly. All right, so let's get started. The first set of 3 cards are laid face down. This is my imaginary player over here. These are mine, and this is for the imaginary player over here. Spread these back. Or someone might actually be sitting. Should I move this microphone over so you can see mine? Yeah, let's do that. The second set of 3 cards are laying face up. The third set of 3 cards are 3 cards that you hold in your hand. And we'll pretend that the other 2 people here are holding their cards in their hand. So I'm gonna set these off to the side. Let me now begin to explain how to play the game. The goal of the game is to get rid of all your cards. And you may ask yourself, how do you do that? So you cannot play these face-up cards until all the cards in your hand are gone. You cannot play the face down cards until all the face up cards and the cards in your hand are gone. And once you do get to those face down cards, they have to be played at random. You're never allowed to look at them in advance. That's where the game gets tricky because it's all about luck at that point. Blind luck. 9's is a sneaky game. Okay, so at the beginning, you must keep a minimum of 3 cards in your hand at all times until the draw pile is gone. So once I play a card, I have to draw a card to maintain 3 cards in my hand. But at some point, if I end up with a whole handful of a bunch of cards and I play a card, I don't have to draw from the draw pile because the whole point of drawing from the draw pile is only to maintain a minimum of 3 cards. I dealt the cards, so the very first card that gets flipped over is the one on the top of the deck here, and it is an 8. What do we do with that? The person on my left plays, of course, and what do they have to do? You want to beat or match the card in play. The order is 3 through ace. 2's and 10's are considered wild cards. 2's simply reset the deck. So if I can't beat that 8, I can just lay down a 2, draw again, and the next player gets to go. And they can play anything they want, even a 3. It's literally a reset card. So I just threw something down, which means play anything you want, next player. That's how that works. And you know, it doesn't even have to happen whenever you can't beat the card. It could be part of your own personal strategy to play that too, if you have something in your hand that you want to hold on to. What do 10's do? 10's are so much more powerful than 2's. What they do is they reset the deck like a 2. However, what they also do is they clear the deck, and the person who cleared the deck gets to go again, and they can play whatever they want, even their lowest card. So if I couldn't beat the 8, but I happen to have a 10 in my hand, then I can lay the 10 down, clear the deck, and this can just go anywhere. It's often forever, gone, far away land, and I can play my lowest card. But see how I have 2 cards in my hand? Now I have to draw, and I have to play my lowest card, which is an 8. So I could have played an 8 just then. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put that back. We're gonna get back to the way things were. All right, 10's clear the deck, and then you get to go again and play your lowest card. I always say play your lowest card simply because you want to get rid of those lowest cards at the beginning of the game. Trust me. Everyone needs to have the same strategy on that front, because if you hold on to any of your lowest cards, you're gonna just hate life later on. So basically, anytime somebody clears the deck, they get to go again. There's only one other way to clear the deck. and that is to play 4 of the same number. So let's just pretend, bizarrely enough, that I just happen to have 3 8s here. Whoa, I have 3 8s out of nowhere, and there's an 8 here. I can play all 3 8s. Oh my gosh, I cleared the deck, and now, I can draw 3 random cards, and then I get to go again, and I can play my lowest card, which happens to be a 4. Yay, get rid of the 4, because it's a low card. Or let's say this player to my right played 3 8s, and then I had the 1 8, and that cleared the deck, because whoever completes the set of 4 numbers gets to clear the deck and go again. But you're probably wondering, how was I able to play 3 cards a second ago? Okay, well, that's simple. If you have multiple of the same number, you can play those numbers. So even if this is an 8 and I have 3 9s, I can play 3 9s because a 9 beats an 8. So whatever card I play next, if it's the same number or higher, and I have multiple of those numbers, then I can play the 2 cards or the 3 cards that I have in my hand. I hope that made sense to you. We'll go over all this again in just a second. But the whole point is, whoever completes a set of 4 numbers, or could be 4 jacks or 4 queens or 4 kings or 4 aces, they can clear the deck and go again playing any card that they like. Same as someone who plays a 10. Whoever clears the deck can just go again and play whatever they like. Got it? Let's recap what we know so far. The bottom 3, you can't look at. Top 3, can't play until all the cards in your hand are gone. You must maintain a minimum of 3 cards in your hand at all time until the draw pile is completely gone. In order to beat whatever card is in play, you must match it or play something higher. You can play multiple cards of the same number. The order is lowest card is a 3, the highest card is an ace, the 2 wild cards are 2s and 10s. 2s reset the deck, and the next person gets to play whatever they like. 10s reset the deck, and they clear the deck, and the person who played that 10 and cleared the deck gets to go again and plays whatever they like. A set of 4 cards of the same kind clear the deck, and whoever completed that set and cleared the deck gets to go again and play whatever card they like. So basically, anybody who clears the deck gets to go again and play whatever card they like. Okay, so I've already said that in order to play your turn, you have to either match the card or beat it with a higher card. But what happens if you can't match it or beat it and you don't have any wild cards? Well, you have to pick that card up. And if there happens to be a huge pile, as the game has gone on, there's a huge pile here, and you end up having to pick up the whole pile, then there you go, you've got this huge pile of cards now. Great. And if you do find yourself having to pick up a huge pile of cards, don't worry. I've won games where at the beginning I was holding like 2 giant handfuls of cards and thought that I was gonna die. But I ended up winning the game somehow. So don't you worry, you pretty little head. Regardless of whether or not I've won a game holding several cards, it's still a pain to hold that many cards, so it's crucial to clear the deck whenever you can. The second to last rule that you need to know is the skip rule. It's my favorite rule. It's so fun, and it's just, let me explain. Alright, so again, in order to play your turn, you have to match or beat the card in play. And what happens when you match the card? The card in play is an 8. I have an 8 in my hand. So if I play an 8, because it's the same number as the card in play, it skips the next person and goes back to this person. Remember how I said it's okay to lay down multiple cards? Well, if there's an 8 here and I happen to have 2 8s in my hand, I can lay down 2 8s. That skips this person, the next person, and comes back to me and I get to play again. But I've got to draw twice to keep a minimum of 3 cards in my hand. I love skipping, it's so much fun. Skip to Malou, my darling. Oh no, my battery's dying. So anyway, let's just say the draw pile's all been used up, all the cards in my hand are gone, and now it's time to start playing my face-up cards. I can only play them one at a time, and I have to choose wisely. So let's say that, the deck has been cleared a couple times, and now we've just got an 8 here. Whatever, let's just pretend. I've got a 9 right here, so I can play that 9. And then let's see, the person over here would probably play this queen. The person over here would play this ace, and I cannot beat an ace, but I have a queen and a 2 here, so I'm gonna play the 2, and then they're going to play a 7 because the 2 resets the deck, and their lowest card here is a 7. There's a 7 and an ace. So they're going to play their 7. They're going to play, well, just so you know, not everyone is at this point at the same time. I'm just trying to speed things along so you understand how it works. Let's pretend, though, that I cannot beat whatever card is here with this card. I have to pick this card up and pick up the whole deck. And then here I am again, not being able to play until all the cards are out of my hand. But let's pretend all the cards are out of my hand now, and I'm down to the face down cards. Like I said, you have to play these at random. So somebody lays down an ace. Whew, this is scary. And I've got to flip. Oh no, it's a 3, so I've got to pick these up. And these are my 2 cards in play now, and I cannot touch these 2 until these are out of my hand. So yeah, you thought you were almost done, and now you have a big old set of cards in your hand. Womp womp. Happens to the best of us. Okay, so now for the last and final rule. Now that you know everything there is to know about playing 9s, and you understand all of the rules, this is seriously awesome. At the very beginning of the game, or back at the beginning, when everybody just is starting out and you have your 3 cards in your hand, you can swap any 2 cards that are face up with any 2 cards in your hand. So if all these cards are terrible, you'll want to replace them with something kind of decent, because once you've gotten rid of all your cards and you're at this point, you don't want to be in a sticky situation because you didn't give yourself something good to play with later. So there you go. At the very beginning of the game, before anyone plays any cards, you can swap any 2 from your hand with any 2 down here that are face up. That way, at the end of the game, the face-up cards don't get you in trouble. No one wants 3 low cards at that point. You want to play your low cards at the beginning of the game to get rid of them. That's just a simple strategy everyone should follow unless they're crazy. Don't save them for the end, because by the end of the game, most of the low cards have been cleared out of the deck, and if you're stuck with them here, then you're probably guaranteed to lose the game. Okay, so that wraps up the tutorial for how to play 9s. I hope that you guys enjoy this game and that you get really good at it and you play it really fast, and then you play it all the time because it's really addictive. It's my favorite game. Sorry I don't have 2 friends here that we can show you it being played in action, but hopefully you can figure that out with your friends. Just saying. 9s is a fun game. Thanks so much for playing, and thanks so much for watching. And as always, have yourselves a pleasant morning, day, afternoon, evening, night, forever. Oh no. That's fine. I'll just say, and the battery died. Oh, you can still hear me because I'm recording my voice too. Goodbye. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching my 9s tutorial. I'm sorry I couldn't show you the game in action, but I wanted to clear up a couple of things that friends have brought up in the past when learning this game. Regarding the skip rule, the only way to skip the next player or multiple players is to lay down 1 or multiple cards that match the card in play. If an 8 is in play and you lay down 2 9s, that doesn't mean you can skip anyone. It just means you successfully got rid of 2 cards. Another thing I wanted to clear up is at the end when you're down to the face-up cards. If you cannot match or beat the card in play with any of your face-up cards, you must choose one of those face-up cards to be the card that you played against the card in play, so you'll need to pick up that card as well as the pile you couldn't beat. I wish you could see this being played in action. If I'm ever able to make a quick video of my friends and I playing 9s, I'll link it here. If you're on a mobile device, tap the top right corner and click on the circle containing the letter I for information. This will give you a menu of more videos. Maybe the game will be one of them, who knows? Click the subscribe button to see my future videos, and click the more videos button to see my recent videos. Thanks again, hope you have fun playing 9s. Leave questions or comments below and I promise I'll respond as soon as possible.